Man, we back off the long break, 2 weeks. But we back at it, yo. This is Late Night with Sharif, and I am Sharif. And I have two guests that I'm familiar with tonight, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. To my right is...
Shannon Cornish.
Chelia Pollard.
What's up, Shannon? Where you from? Let the people know where you from.
I'm from Gaston, South Carolina.
Gaston.
G-Town.
Is that Gaston or Gaston?
Gaston. G-A-D-S-D-E-N.
Okay, all right. True.
I'm originally from Suffolk, Virginia, but I've been here 18 years now.
18?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You from here?
Basically. Ain't no say you just from Columbia.
Yeah.
How did you get here from Virginia?
My dad's military, and so we relocated back here after he retired because we're familiar with the area. My mom's family is originally from here.
Right.
So growing up here during the summers wasn't hard to readjust as moving here full time.
Okay.
So.
Your dad, Army, Navy?
Navy.
Navy, okay.
Yeah.
So what Navy base is Sumter, right?
There's the one in Sumter. But they have like little small locations here and there. Like there's a little office that's on Fort Jackson. You don't even realize Navy's right there.
Right.
We've got Navy, Coast Guard, reserve units right here on Decker and stuff.
Okay.
So military is something I'm just familiar with.
Right. You joined the military?
I tried it.
You tried it, okay.
But it's not for everybody. You know?
No.
It's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
What high school y'all graduated from?
LR, Laura Richland, them diamonds.
I think you're the first Laura Richland we had on here.
For real?
We got to do better with
That's
our 48 people.
Right. LR.
So because I didn't grow up here, I went to two different high schools. I went to Kings Fork in Virginia. In my senior year, I finished out in Camden High. So.
Okay. You said Camden High?
Mm-hmm.
Camden, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little place. That's where I be from.
Camden. I lived in Elgin. We used to have to go to Camden for everything when I first moved down here.
Boy, listen.
It was closer to Columbia from where I was at Elgin. So
yeah.
I'm familiar with Camden a little bit and everything. So what y'all do after like school and everything like that? Like what?
You know, college was a thing.
Right.
Military college. So I went straight to college.
What college was that?
Well, I started at Denmark Tech. Then I ended up at USC, Aiken.
Okay. Aiken.
Mm-hmm.
USC Aiken, all right.
Yep, USC fan. Hey.
Go Cox.
Okay. They disappointing, but they all right.
How was Denmark Tech? Because I went to Denmark Tech briefly, but yeah, I went to Denmark Tech.
It was an experience. It's out there. It's out there in the country. I got dropped off. Like an hour later, I cried. My mom was like, "No, you'll be all right. Stay right there. You all right?" And then I stayed, and I met friends. I met my fiance. I met good, long lifetime friends. It was good because I ain't really stayed on the campus. Every weekend I was gone.
No, you can't.
When you was on campus, you hanging around outside the girls' dorm in that little brick city where everybody was sitting on.
Right. Now I ain't, because we always left. I ain't hang out in the front.
Oh, you ain't hang out in the front. Okay, you was creeping around.
I was gone. We would hit the Aiken or Augusta or whatever.
You ain't hang out under the tree? Okay,
nope,
yeah,
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't.
If you'd have said that, I would have known you was a weed head. That's why all the smokers. That's why all the smokers was on campus.
No, honestly, I didn't. I left campus.
You left campus.
After class over.
So you ain't never did no parties, no homecomings, no basketball games?
No, I did. I was in the coordination for homecoming. I was in the coordination, but other than that, not really. I couldn't hang around there.
Right.
Too dead dry. I didn't do the clubs. I didn't do none of that stuff. The most I did went in the little city to town, the Chinese place.
Yeah, when I graduated in Atlanta. I went to high school in Atlanta. I'm from around here, but I went to high school in Atlanta. My dad was down there. But my mom like begged me. She was a guidance counselor. She like begged me to go to school in South Carolina because I didn't want to go to college. And she was just like, I promise you. She was like, if you go to school in South Carolina, I'm going to take care of you. You're going to be straight. I'm going to get you a car. And I ain't have no damn car. I ain't even know what a damn car felt like. So, because we all in Atlanta, we just take the bus.
Yeah.
Take the bus and the train. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, when she said that car, that got me. And I came down and I started out at Denmark Tech. And what did you take up at Denmark Tech?
Cosmetology and general studies.
Right.
To transfer.
And I did barbering. Ironically, I'm glad I'm talking to y'all because I did barbering on the Mr. Ruff. You knew Mr. Ruff?
Yep, Mr. Ruff.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Mr.
Yeah,
Ruff.
Mr. Ruff.
Was cool. And so, what did you do after school?
I had a choice. I had college, which was not really something I wanted to do because I knew I was just going to party all the time and wasn't going to be in class.
All right.
So I was like, nah, we'll pass on that one. Military, I wasn't really fond on it at the time just because I wanted to be free. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, I've been doing hair, since I'm 14. At this point, I'm, pushing 19. So I was like, go for it. So as soon as I got out of high school, like a month and a half later, I was in cosmetology school, finished up, worked ever since, and I have not looked back.
So how did you get the barber? And I know she was a cosmetology, so how did you get the barber?
Well, I started with cosmetology, and then roughly about year 5, I went strictly to working, just cutting hair because I said I tried the military, it wasn't for me. So when I went, I actually did the numbers, and I was like, okay, it's adding up. So I said, well, Fort Jackson's around the corner from my house. Give it a try. Try working for that. I worked in Fort Jackson for 11 years and just cutting hair strictly. So I have a really good rapport with all textures of hair. Right. So when going back to cosmetology, it's not too much of a hassle for me. Right. Because that's something I've been doing all my life. Barbering didn't start until I was 19. Okay. So I'm in mid-30s now. So.
Right. Oh, I didn't know that. You don't look like that.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, God.
But
right.
So in working on base cutting hair, is that different than what you working like now? Like different client? Like how's it dealing with the soldiers and stuff? Is it easier cut? Because don't they have to have a certain cut? Like,
so most people think that when you say Fort Jackson cut, like the Fort Jackson special,
you're gonna ball everything.
It's the ball head. That's what you think. The Fort Jackson special only applies to when you are in basic training and basic training only. After that, you can get whatever you want because you are a human being.
See, I didn't even know that.
I thought you had to stuff that to that high top. Yeah, everybody had to have it. Yep. No fade.
And see, back in the day, it was like graduation time, your commander will say, hey, all the boys can get a flat top or all the boys can get a high and tight for a graduation. Right. Instead of them actually getting a bald head. Right. So, back in the day, they could do that. Now, that's not even an option. Like, you getting a bald head until the day you leave me.
Right. But what's the purpose of the bald head, though?
It keeps down infection and, debris and stuff because you're in the woods. You don't know if there's going to be a spider on you or all that. So, for men, it makes it a lot easier for them to keep their cleanliness up to par. Right. Whereas females, we're not going to shave our heads. Right. Now it's a thing that they do now, but before it wasn't a thing. So typically you wouldn't see a woman in the field because of a hygiene and sanitation reason. But now because we have so many things that are so advanced that's not a problem for a woman to be in the field. Yeah. So things have changed over time. But most times when you go in Fort Jackson and you want a haircut, like you go visit a family member who's graduating and you say, hey, I want to get a haircut. You say you want a bald fade, you get a bald fade. You ain't got to get the Fort Jackson special because guess what? That really don't apply to you.
I like that, the Fort Jackson special.
Yeah.
The Fort Jackson.
We really call it the Fort Jackson special. Okay. Because they come in like, oh, can I get a bald fade? No, you going to get the Fort Jackson special. What's that? Yeah. Dang. Straight down the center. And you can't even back down from that.
What you going to pay for it?
Yeah, you do.
Who else gonna pay for it?
You gotta pay for somebody to cut your hair bald.
You gonna pay for my time to be in your head. I don't care if
I thought a base might pay for it.
Oh no,
shaving them off like that.
No, matter of fact, I was just telling my mom the other day how I missed having to conversate with the kids when they come in, because most of them don't really know much about life. Right. And I would run their card to tell them, hey, you've got $200 left in your card. Now, in a period of 12 weeks that you're there, they give you $300. If you don't spend that $300, 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you it's going to go on your LES, but it may not go on your LES. Right. So I tell them in advance, like, hey, if you still have over $100 on your card, go put it on a gift card. Because once you leave basic training area, that card is no longer valid.
You waste money gone.
And the government will definitely have a pity party, or I'm sorry, a pizza party on your behalf.
Dang.
And you would never know it.
That's smart.
That's
Gift
crazy.
card.
Mm-hmm.
So you started Shannon. You started barbering as soon as you left Denmark Tech. Or?
No, I actually when I left Denmark Tech, I went to USC, Aiken. Then years later, I was like, I don't want to do hair no more. Cause these females picky.
Ooh, child.
Right.
Like they come in with these pictures and know they can't achieve it. This style. And one day I'll tell the story real quick. I was in a hair salon, West Columbia or whatever, a particular shop. And it was a barbershop right beside us or whatever. And they were closed that day. And I was just sitting there waiting clients. I was sitting there and I saw clients just in back and forth. He wasn't there. And they came in and I was like, oh, can you take me up? Can you do this? Can you do that? I was like, nah, I don't know. And that really sparked something in me like, you need to go for it. Because I thought about doing barbering. But then I was like, but then that really did push something in me like to go forward with it. Because I saw money. I was adding up that money. I was like, dang, that's 25. That's 25. And then haircut went 30.
That's exactly how I felt when I looked at the numbers for Fort Jackson. I'm like, a company could have 240 people. Mm-hmm. Out of the 240, 180 of them are going to be men.
Yeah.
So, and the haircut is at least $4 or $5. That adds up real quick. And so we get 3-4 companies in a day. I end up touching close to 1,000 heads. Honestly, I can.
So I saw him going out the door, and I was like, okay. And I acted upon it. My cousin like, you should do barber. She did not know what I was thinking. She inspired me too. She pushed me. She was like, yeah, I think you should. And from then, I got into a salon. I did 2 salons before I got to where I'm at now, barbershops, and that's how I got pushed into barbering. Okay. And I crossed over, and I ain't looked back to cosmetology. I love it. I love cutting.
How long you been barbering?
6 years.
6 years, okay. So you kind of not
old
in the game, but
but not new.
Old enough to have some clients and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
It took a while, and I am still building. Because when I went in, I know nothing about barbering.
Right.
I knew stuff like taping up, but the entails of it, didn't know. So I was going in blind, like new, foreign. Everything was foreign. And so I went forward, and here I am. Like,
yeah, it's a good profession. That's what I wanted to do when I first got in there, but Mr. Ruff shut me down after he seen a couple of my cuts.
He got discouraged.
Yeah, Mr. Ruff shut me down. I ain't gonna lie to you, but he gave me some of the best advice and it's still kind of Mr. Ruff. He'll read you, but you know what I mean.
For the good of you.
Yeah. It was for the best. Like he made a lot of people. His famous word was, "You need to switch your major." You know what I mean?
You felt like you wasn't getting it.
Yeah. Well, I came in. I knew how to cut, but you know what I mean. Like a lot of stuff was just like people in the neighborhood cuts, you know what I mean? You think you
at home in the kitchen cut.
And you think you could cut
the kitchen cut.
Yeah, you think you could cut, but you know what I'm saying?
Kitchen.
I'm legally blind in my left eye, so you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't seeing things. They didn't have all these lights and how y'all got all these bright lights. Like
ring
now,
lights.
Yeah, like the ring lights. Now when I see a head, I can see it perfectly. But back in them days, they just had the little light over the mirror and stuff like that.
That's it.
They didn't even have none of these. And I've seen people with those lights. I've been in barbershops. They have LEDs and all. So it's a lot brighter now where I can see a lot better. But when I was in those days, that was 95, 96. When I was looking at a head, some things I wasn't seeing.
I would love to have lights like this in the shop, but because of going back and forth to how bright it is, and you would look at the head, it takes a second for your eyes to actually focus.
Right.
Yeah. So I like them. Yeah. But I don't love them.
Yeah.
It could be too overpowering.
Yeah, it could be overpowering. Yeah. But yeah, I could have used it though. I was missing stuff, and he was just coming over there. He was He don't do a whole lot of times.
You got that shaking.
He shake like this, but he could cut better than anybody ever seen cut.
Mr. Ruff, I
but
remember
he come with that, and he always made you have a comb.
Yeah,
you always gotta have that comb.
He always made you have a comb. He just
it's either a comb or brush in your hand.
And man, next thing you know, like 5 minutes, he be and just walk out. He wouldn't say whether you did good.
He marked him just down to the teeth. He's just like that. He'd be like,
and he'd be like, and then go on. And then everybody that was like, Mr. Ruff, if I come to Columbia, you'll cut my hair. And he just like, I don't cut students. I don't cut students. So he was real cool. And he just told me to switch my major to business, and that was the best decision.
Business, now you're in business.
And then I went to Voorhees, so I actually went from Denmark Tech to Voorhees, but all my friends was at Denmark Tech, so I stayed at Denmark Tech till I couldn't stay another minute and had to get back across campus. But I think it was like 11 o'clock, so I'd be out to Denmark Tech till like 11, and then had to go back across. Yeah. So barbering is you consider it a career? You're gonna go a long time, or you want to switch out the sun, or you gonna be 60 still cutting?
Even now, I got my little hands and stuff.
Right.
And what I want to do. But I ain't gonna give it up because I came too far.
Right.
Like I just money. In it, time, your licensing. I'll never give up my license. I'll never.
It's not something that's gonna lead to something else. You wanna stay in barbering.
Yeah, and I want to get my instructor license. I'll get that maybe next year. I think it's next year I get it.
And that's like a master barber.
Well, I am a master barber now.
Oh, you are a master barber.
Right, but the instructor part.
It's different than being a master barber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's different than just a regular barber and a master barber.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different. But I do want to do instructor. I don't want to teach at a school, but what I'm gonna do like little side things, like do like a setting like this, have the students in there to teach them the basic of cutting,
right?
Stuff like that I want to do, and they have grant programs for us to give back to the community for up and coming barbers that want to be. So that's what I want to do. I don't really want to be in a school setting. I just want to do little small settings.
You Crown Apple. I'm gonna call you Crown Apple for now. I don't see a whole lot of females jumping on that Crown Apple.
Listen, I'm telling you, ever since last year, that's my drink.
Yeah, it's good though.
But no, I've been doing this for some time now, and I do not plan on ever finishing. Not to say finishing, but giving it up.
Giving it up.
Yeah,
too much time and effort.
You like it?
I've been doing hair.
Right.
Since I was 14.
It's a passion.
Mm-hmm.
It would be. It's going to be 20 years in 2 months for me of just doing hair.
Right.
So for me to just give it up, I don't see that in myself now.
I don't even see how people give it up. You pay all that money for school and licensing just to let
and all the time and effort that you invested into learning how to better your skill. Exactly. I don't see a need to do that. And so with me, because I'm actually involving myself into another career field right now, it's going to actually benefit me to have both this license, that license, and another license all at once.
Right.
So being in the healthcare field, I'm going to be dealing with people who are going to be bedridden. So if they can't get out the bed to do their hair, I have a license.
Okay.
I have a license for cosmetology. I have a license for barbering. So, and I'll have both my instructor license for both of those next year as well. So my highest goal is to be an instructor for both, a full-on instructor, as well as a doctor in science.
Okay.
So.
Ooh, that's heavy.
It is, but I'm in school and I'm one piece at a time.
Well, I know y'all had to do like, did y'all work, when you went to school, did you work under somebody to get your hours?
I went to school. I went to a full-on school. Like the school I went to, I walked to school, honestly, because it was that close to my house. So I only went there for a year. And I actually finished earlier than my program was supposed to finish. And I was going to actually finish 10 months. Right. But because of how the curriculum is, she forced me to sit in the classroom. So I ended up finishing up my program in 11 and a half months. And it's really supposed to be like a 14-month program. Right. So at 10 months, I was already done with all of my accreditations, like everything that I had to use or to do to pass, like all my mock tests, all of my my skills, everything was done in 10 months. And she was like, you are the only student I've had to actually advance this fast prior to what the curriculum is saying. Right. So I was like, well, what do you want me to do? So now at this point, I'm just sitting here doing hair and I'm kind of bored. Right. I want to do more. Right. So I have a little bit of history in the nail field because that was actually going to be my secondary as far as like within that industry. So if I don't want to do hair, if I don't want to cut hair, if I don't want to do nails, I can wipe butts. It's plain and simple.
That's dope.
Well, see, mine was a blessing for me. I didn't go to barber school. And a lot of people don't know. And some do know with cosmetology.
You went to cosmetology.
Okay. Yeah, so when you got your license, you can cut hair. But it's certain stipulations, lines, you know,
that you can
you can't do.
We can't cross
you
over.
Can't
use a razor.
Can't use a razor.
Yeah,
so I was fine. I was in the barbershop. I ain't had to use no razor because I'll let one of them come over and razor.
Listen, when I first got in there, I'd be like,
right.
When you had to use the razor,
that's
I was calling people.
Yeah, when I first got into it, I would finish a haircut good. But when it came out of razor,
yeah, didn't want to touch the razor.
Yeah, because you never know when state border come in.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, granted, you know, you slide here and there,
You know what I was scared of when I was like doing like barbering and stuff like that? I was scared of like straight hair white people.
Oh my God.
See, and that's when I'm getting this. She's teaching you.
Yeah.
And I've got a few
You do a lot of what? You got a lot of white clients. Yeah, I seen them coming in. I'm like, okay.
Like I said, I'm going to say I'm so beyond grateful for Fort Jackson because if it wasn't for that experience, I probably would have never mastered what I can do.
Right.
Because when I say there's not a hair texture that I have not felt, Shannon can tell you, I've had the peasiest peas.
Yeah.
Curls of curls.
To the straightest straights.
Right. What's the difference between straight hair and nigga hair?
A nigga hair.
Let's just be honest.
Peasy.
What is the difference between this rough shit?
I know. Okay, so it basically boils down to like hair porosity, hair pattern, hair curls. Like if you have a medulla, if you have premature balding, a hereditation within your family, all those matter to how you look. Mm-hmm. Because even like your facial hair may not grow the same as your hair on your head.
Then sometimes you got different texture on different sides, like me. Some could be peasy over here, it could be a little
straight over here.
Yep.
It's science. It's a science. And then the thing that you said that you had wanted to be like, you said you were like doctor in science, right? Mm-hmm. Thing about that, the first thing, and a lot of people don't know this, the first thing that they teach you when you open up the book in barbering, that back in the day when barbering first started, the doctors cut hair. Cut everybody hair.
So I got I'm in phlebotomy class right now. And in my first paragraph of reading my introduction to phlebotomy, that's in the first paragraph.
Right. You went to the doctor and you got your hair cut.
Your barber was your phlebotomist.
Mm-hmm. Skin maybe.
Was your dentist.
Yeah, your doctor was.
And
everything.
All in one.
All in one.
So if you look back at the chairs way back in the day, they used to have a spit cup on them. Some of them have.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. They used to have a spit cup. Some of them would have an actual ashtray because back in the day you could smoke.
Yeah, it was an ashtray. I've seen that.
Yep. Uh-huh. So it was the spit cup first. Then they switched it to the ashtray. Now they don't have them at all.
And you know they used to do the shoe shine.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the shoe shine.
Then if you look at the Western movies, like when they went in to get their hair cut, it was a doctor's office. Mm-hmm. In the way, and it was like, I guess the Westerns was like, 1800s or something like that. Mm-hmm. So that
1920s.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So we know y'all two ambitious ladies because you getting your bond license, you have some of the stuff already and things like that. So like, what do you see like going with like bail? So you worked in my office and everything like that. What do you think about like bail bonding?
I love it. Actually, I don't know if I told you a couple of years ago, I was introduced to it. But during that time, I wasn't in the right frame of mind.
Right.
And then, other reasons. But most of the frame of mind, I wanted to pursue it. But now I see myself actually I have part of my license, but I'm to get the to really go out there and do it. That's what I'm working on now.
It's good money.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on you.
I'll see you in the office. I'm like, God,
I'm waiting on you. It's a lot.
It's a lot. And I'm learning. I'm listening. Right. It's a lot to take in. But
what do you think, just being there, what do you think is the most difficult part of it? Just kind of watching me work, The
difficult is retaining it.
Yeah.
Because I want to get it. And it's a lot. You ain't going to get all that in one day.
That's like trying to teach somebody what you didn't learn in 6 years. You can't teach nobody that in 30 minutes.
Everybody thinks I got it easy. Everybody thinks I got it.
You just ravel off. What does this do?
Yeah, I worked at the car lot 20 years. And my last 3 years at the car lot, I was actually running my bond business out my office at the car dealership. And and the funny thing about it is like once I started doing it full time, after people just like, you shouldn't do it, you shouldn't leave your job. And then once I started doing it full time and I got serious about it, I was doing it part-time, making a living. Probably almost, when I quit, I was almost making more money than I was on the job. Wow. The only reason why I left was because of the way they treated me through a workers' comp situation. Oh. So after working for them for I worked in the business industry 20 years, but that business, I worked for them for 18 years. And how they treated me after the 18 years, I was just like, man, I'm just gonna do the bond business full time. That was your time to go. It's only about $20,000 less than what I'm making. Right. Leave that out. Uncle Sam don't know it. And you can mess with, but you can mess with the taxes a little bit because you can put all your gas. You know, you can. But y'all know that in barbering too. You know what I mean?
It ain't Uncle Sam business to know what I do. You can put what you want to report. But
everything, driving to work is a write off. You know what I mean? Doing this is a write-off. Meals is a write-off. And then so it's not. It looked like it was probably going to be about the same money, but bail bonding is cool. But everybody just thinks, oh man, it's easy. Like okay, it's real
until you got to actually do that paperwork
because you make it so easy. Nah, you done got experience, so you make it easy.
Right. And my daughter we worked together out in Myrtle Beach, was real busy, and she's finding now. She thought it was just going up there just doing a check and you know what I mean and some maybe a little piece of paperwork, but now I'm making her do the stuff that you got to do with that, like really keep up with people, because if you don't keep up with people, you're gonna have to pay people to try to find them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Unless you're gonna find it, and she too short and I'm too old, so we pay people to do it. Like a lot of people want to save their money and then they'll go out and do it, but I had never been a police officer or put any cuffs on anybody, so it's just not in my nature, so I have to pay somebody else to handle that part of the babusiness, which I hate. But if people do right, you know what I mean, it would be better. Mm-hmm. But back to barbering and stuff like that. So what shop do y'all work at?
We work at Razor's Barbershop.
Razor's Barbershop on Parklane. Matter of fact, 7315-A.
And Razor's been there for a while, because
11 years.
11 years.
Yeah, 11 years.
And I've been there about 5. Yep, 5. Because you was there, she was there.
So I worked there for 3 years, from 2016 to 2019.
Okay. COVID hit.
I had actually, before COVID hit, I had an offer to work full time back in Fort Jackson, because I was still working Fort Jackson and Razors at the same time. So they had offered me a full time position. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to.
I have to take it.
Yeah, I'm going to take it.
Because the military base
That's guaranteed.
That's guaranteed, where everybody else had to work from home, right?
Well,
and wasn't supposed to do that, right?
I left in June. COVID didn't happen until later on.
Yeah.
So when I was ready to, because I was like, I'm going to give y'all 6 months to see how it works. Right. Just as I was ready to come back to the shop, COVID hit, right. So I was like, all right, cool. And then.
And barbers wasn't essential.
Actually, because Fort Jackson is essential.
So you got to work.
I got to work.
Right.
And when I say I worked, 1 month. Yeah, one month I worked 22 days.
Yeah.
And legally, federally, you're only supposed to work 21 days.
Okay.
And I worked 22.
Wow.
A time before that, I've worked 24 days straight.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tell you, working those days straight, especially during COVID, oh my God, I was making more money than people who were sitting at home.
Damn right. And
I know for a fact I have a friend every Tuesday when I got off work at 5:15, I would be at her house. 5:17, we was at the bank grabbing $997.26. That was her check for 17 weeks. $997.26.
Right.
And I won't forget that 26, because I'm like, why is it an odd, number like that?
That's my co-host.
Okay.
But I'm like, for 13 weeks, that's what you got. But for 13 weeks, this is what I got. And I done made triple what you made, even though you sitting at home not doing nothing.
Right.
I'm actually at work busting my head.
That's crazy.
And not only am I busting my head open, because I'm losing my sanity, because we can't work how we used to work. In this shop, we're used to having at least 10 people minimum, because we got a 10 share shop. But because of COVID, we could only have 4 people working.
Oh, wow.
So with 4 people working and you service the entire community of Fort Jackson, which is over on a regular day, on a regular slow day, we get 250 people to come in that shop.
Wow.
So
God damn.
That's a lot of head.
If we get to
how many barbers is that though?
But that's what 6 or 7 people working.
That's a 6. That ain't too bad.
House.
Right.
It's like a regular barbershop. Yeah.
That's a regular shop. I said a regular day. So when you got that, every person can at least get 20 people at minimum. You can eat off that.
Imagine that was just all that was in your pocket personally.
Listen, honey. Listen, when I did the numbers and I was over it, I was like, you know what?
Because they take their percentage. And
I love the experience. I love the opportunity, but it is what I had to go through during that time of my experience on Fort Jackson. I would never suggest it to anybody, not even a 14-year-old kid who want to just get his foot in the water. Never settle for less.
Overwork.
Because I worked for when I say bare minimum, for about 7 years. I did that. But during those times,
you got the experience.
I got my experience.
That's the thing. You can take the experience with you.
So that's why I kind of like, it's a double sword on that one, because it's like, I didn't get paid what I was supposed to get paid, but I learned something that I would never learn anywhere else.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so you can take it with you.
Right.
Now you got it.
And I've been offered opportunities to go teach just for a day advanced cutting skills because of Fort Jackson experience behind my name.
Right.
But I don't have my license to go into the school to
You getting ready to get it though.
Because the state board come in for a day, even if I'm just giving I'm walking in, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come teach you in 2 days, whatever.
Right.
State board see me and they see that I'm actually trying to interact with them on that level, I can lose my license.
Yeah, don't do that.
So next year I'll have all that. Good. Yeah, I'll be all in that good. Because that's going to be something I do part-time when I'm not doing healthcare and when I'm not cutting hair.
Right.
I'll actually just be teaching once a month.
All right. So
doing continuing ed. So
what aggravates y'all the most about being females in the barbering?
Oh, where you want to start?
Man, I got stories for you.
Right.
What the
Hold
heck?
on, let me give you a story, and then you can tell me does this happen to y'all?
Okay.
So I'm 14 years old, and I go stay with my aunt in Nashville, Tennessee. My mom's in school, and I'm home alone, and my stepfather, me and him ain't clicking. So my aunt was like, well, why don't you let him go to school, with us, and then till you get your degree and everything like that. So I wound up in Nashville, Tennessee, and before then, we was just cutting each other here in the hood, Knife Avenue, Forest Loop, Spencer and Forest Loop, Knife Ave, Dad on the race pad. We had hood barbers, you know what I'm saying? But I never seen a really good haircut. So I went into Nashville. My cousin, he had a barber, and he used to get his hair cut by Oprah Winfrey's dad. So so we stayed on Steinbeck Avenue. The next street over was Winfrey Street. And Winfrey Street had a grocery store and a barbershop that was owned by Oprah Winfrey's dad. And so he was getting his hair cut by Oprah Winfrey's dad, but he was on appointments. And that's the first time I ever heard of an appointment in a barbershop. Yeah, he was getting ready to retire, and he would just cut who he cut. But my cousin was like one of his little regulars that he would cut. And my cousin wanted to cut hair, and he used to sweep around the shop and everything. So they loved him, and my cousin he was 14, but he ran the number. Because in Tennessee, like how we got Lotto, they had the Chicago Lotto. So they would walk around just like in New York, like in Harlem days, and they would write down, they'd go to people and be like, want to play your number? We playing off of the Chicago lottery. Yeah. Right. So he would write down the number and keep it or whatever, and if you won, he'd go to his little OG spot, and get the money and come pay everybody. So they just knew my cousin. My cousin was young, but he was real known or whatever. So, so Winfrey went and cut hair. So I walked in there. He had a female barber. Mm. And everybody used to be like,
Yep, that was gonna be my first thing.
So listen, this
sit there and wait for hours just not to touch her.
But listen, this happened to us just yesterday?
Yeah. Yesterday.
A guy walked into the shop, and I was walking from my car into the shop, and I was like, I'm gonna go give him a card. So I'm walking to my station, and he walks right behind me. He said, well, who's the best barber in here? We were like,
everybody got quiet. It was like,
first of all,
nobody said
we
nothing.
ain't about to sit here and do all that.
We don't do that.
Yeah,
we don't say I'm the best cut barber.
Yeah.
We just ain't doing that.
So he kind of like got a little attitude, and then
They do that on Broad River.
Yeah, so the owner was like, nah, bro, honestly, because your attitude, you can just go to another shop.
Right.
You know, because you're not going to sit here and...
We can't say that.
Yeah, you can't do
like,
that.
you're not going to attack my females in here, and you're not going to talk about me and my other employee here. You're not going to sit and do none of that. So you could just take your business somewhere else, because we all on the same level.
Right. Because he was like, I can cut you and make a mistake. You ain't like it. Then what? You going to put our shop out there like, they can't cut, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Female.
Yeah, he's like, but what you can do, go down the street to this certain barbershop. And he gave me the thing.
Damn.
But I was just
he riding for y'all.
Right. Yeah. I was just finna mention that.
Yeah, and it was so crazy because like I literally was about to go give this man a card because I seen him in the parking lot. But when he came in with that attitude, I was like,
automatically, I was like, nah, I ain't finna do that. And the thing I had when I first started, it used to hurt me a lot.
Hurt your feelings.
Yeah, it did. But now at this point, I'm like, whatever.
It's like not getting paid.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Like, they'll do something like this. Like, you can cut. Why would I tell you I can't cut?
Right.
I mean, come on, sir. I'm not gonna tell you.
You got a license.
Exactly. Obviously, working for me. I'm in here.
You cut somebody.
I'm not gonna come off and tell you I don't cut. I don't know how to cut.
Right.
That used to tear me up. And that was like they'll get in the chair like, and then when you done put them in the game, they're like, oh, okay, like, I'm like,
and that was that gets me too. When they really sit there and like they're hesitant. And the entire time
they looking.
Every time I go to pick up something or drop something,
Yeah. And
I'm like, so I've gotten to the point where I've got this one customer. He's a Asian customer. His wife will like to stand over me while I'm cutting hair, and he likes to watch himself get a haircut.
But Asians hands on like that.
But listen, I got them. So I face him the opposite way and lock the chair so he can't just turn the chair when he wants to, because he put his feet down and plant them. So
and turn the chair
and turns the chair when he feels like it's something that he wants to do. You don't do that. You don't have the opportunity to do that in my chair. You're paying me for my time, so therefore you will have to allow me to do what I'm supposed to do. If you want to sit here and criticize what I got going on, then maybe I'm not the one for you. Just plain and simple.
And I'm gonna tell you the second thing, and this is so crazy. You'll get the client, but if you don't want to talk to them or date them, they ain't coming back.
Boy, that
why
right
can't
there.
we just
listen?
Why can't we just leave it as business? If I say I don't want to talk to you outside of the business, because I feel like this is me. If I cut you, I can't date you. I can't because I don't want to mix. I always say that. Now I must be honest. I did try to get one chance, and that caught hell. You know what I'm saying? I said, see, this is why I don't mix it. This is why I don't mix business and pleasure.
So if you want to date these ladies, go get your hair cut.
Listen, and I'm gonna tell you another thing.
For real, I don't want to lose money.
Oh wait. Listen.
Yeah,
here's another one. Don't date another barber.
Oh, see, I ain't
in the same shop. I heard about that.
No, I never had an eye for none of them. They like brothers.
Oh,
they like
that's
family.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you start doing that. Oh, they wanna. Who watching you? So
I ain't never had. I'm not definitely not dating nobody in the shop. But I promise you, if I cut you,
now I did date somebody. Now we actually dated for 7 years. But outside of that, no, you would never catch me dating someone who has the same.
Damn, 7 years is a long time to date. God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going completely off subject, but that's a long time to date. That shit is coffee. Damn. I dated somebody 7 years. What?
Yeah. It
was like I was engaged to somebody for 4 years.
And you know what's so crazy? If that person came back around right now, we would pick up where as if nothing even stopped.
Right.
But it's just he had a lot going on. I had other things going on, and our lives weren't actually working together. So it was just best for us to just part ways.
Everything got to be in line.
Yeah. I just can't, because I don't want to miss my money. Because if we start dating, then that mess with your money.
You bought your money now.
Yeah, I am. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to mess with my money. Don't mess with my money, because I can't. Then you start seeing your money go, because that's the problem I have. I had one guy, he was like, can I talk to you, outside? I was like, nah, you think I see that joker? And then he ain't the first one, but one of him in particular, he was adamant. And I was like, nah, Because first of all, they gonna want you to pull up at your job. Right. I ain't got time for that. Don't pull up here, because I ain't doing nothing. You know, don't work. Don't come up here. Whatever.
Well, you in a shop and there's a lot of men coming through.
Exactly.
So if you're an insecure person, that could be a problem.
That's a whole problem. Exactly.
That's a big problem.
To be with a female barber, you can, as a man, you cannot be insecure.
Can't be.
You cannot be insecure.
That's about worse than having. That's about worse. If you insecure, that's about worse than having a woman like a stripper. Y'all see more men than a stripper.
For real.
You cannot be intimidated.
Right.
You cannot be insecure. You can't feel as if I want to be the man in the situation because I'm in a man environment.
Right. That's true.
That's not the case. I am a female in a man environment.
Right. And I still want you to be the man.
Right. And I know how to handle myself as a woman. So I expect you to handle your stuff as a man too.
So y'all answered my question, because like I was saying when we was back in Tennessee, I was just sitting there waiting on the male barber, and I just seen everybody just coming in. But this was back when there wasn't no appointment. Everybody, hey, how many you got? How many you got? How many you got? And everybody like, I got 3. Oh, I'll wait. And this girl right there available, and nobody is wanting her to cut. Mm-hmm. And I just felt bad just being the cancer in me, just being sensitive. I was just like, man, I'm going to get in the chair.
But you know,
best haircut I ever had.
But now, when I started...
Not to this day, but I mean, at that time in life, that was the best.
And you
she made me see what a haircut...
supposed to look.
She made me see with a haircut how I look with a haircut. Like, you know, when you getting your haircut in the hood, but when you really get a real good haircut, you be like, wait a minute now.
Let me tell you what it is.
You know, that boosts your confidence now. Good haircut. Hey, holler at a couple things rocking around. So I was like, man, look here. I ain't never gonna discriminate on a female barber, but I just didn't see. After that, I just didn't see a lot. Going forward, but now
they coming out.
It's a lot of female barbers.
I get them asking me, can you teach me?
And they not all gay, and they not all.
They ain't that stud.
Yeah, they're not the stud. Because I went to school with a couple at Mr. Ruff. We had 2 girls, Netta and I forgot the other girl name. Forgive me. Those are my homies, but they were in a relationship. One played basketball, the other one cut hair. But both of them cut hair, but one of them played basketball. But both of them played basketball. But they, one was a star. She left Denmark Tech and went to Benedict and went from Benedict to Carolina. So, but yeah, they had that stigma like, okay, if you do cut hair, you may be gay. Yeah.
I ain't, because I got the studs come my chair. First of all, don't try me because I ain't with it. And it's different with me because I like to get my nails done. I like to get my hair done. I wear makeup. So they look at me a little funny. And I'm like, hey.
What is? It is.
Okay? I'm strictly for the what? You know? So, hey. I ain't with it. Some to each his own, but I ain't with
to each his own.
Yeah, to each his own. No disrespect to them, but that was just what the stigma was with barbering. Like if you had a female, we don't know if she can cut. And then once they got past that, all the females is just like women's basketball. Everybody thought all the females were gay. And then the last 2 years they've been doing like this thing where all the females dress out to come to the game. And all these females are not gay. You see the girly girls. It's girly girls in the WNBA. So it's just like a bad stigma, like discrimination. Basically, you know.
Because when I started, it was like everybody 6 years ago. I started. It was kind of like, it was like, I don't know. Because I caught it in that barbershop. Right. I was the only girl and female there for a while. And I tell you, it's like I was crying inside. And it would make me. I was like, you need some help? They were like, you cutting? And I'm like, God, don't you rude.
You don't see me?
And he'll be like 3 deep.
Yeah.
That's how I noticed.
They'll do it sometimes.
But listen, what makes it so bad is the fact that, we sit up front.
That just happened the other week. With a couple guys
we sit up front. So it's like, we the forefront.
Right.
When you see us, it should be, okay, cool. Like, you up front for a reason.
Right.
It's not like we putting you in the back to hide you. No, right. I'm up front for a reason.
Right, and they just did it the other week. 2 walk-ins at the same time. It was like, can we help you? He was like, to DFA, you cut? And I was like, oh shoot. Yeah. And then when they couldn't do it, I was wanting them to say, "Can you cut me?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll do it quick." I'm like,
because
"Nah,
I ain't nobody second
chance. Ain't no thing. Ain't no backup plan."
That may be your opportunity to change
somebody's
perception of female.
Because the way you did it, you was like,
you went past me,
and we came to somebody else. We came to you. It was like, you need some help, and it was like, y'all, you got to open. They was like, "Nah, I'm booked," and the Frank's like, "Nah, I'm booked."
Right.
And then I was like, "Okay." Then they went out there, but I was waiting them to say.
And see, when they say that's almost like cue for us to
slap in the face to me.
Yeah, it's a slap in the face, but it's a cue for us to understand. Like, okay, listen, this ain't for you. Don't worry about getting that few little dollars. Right. That's not gonna hurt you. But you understand what kind of person that you want in your chair. Somebody that's gonna be respectful. Somebody that's gonna be on time. Somebody that's gonna be like, hey, I support you. And if you say you going up $2 ain't nothing. You go up $10, $10 ain't nothing. Whatever
and
it
Barbara,
is.
And I swear, a haircut done went up over the years.
It has.
I remember I was getting a haircut for $5.
My God.
That shit is
I remember it was $12.
Guess what?
I was in Atlanta, nigga tried to charge me $60. And it wasn't late night.
It wasn't premium hours.
It wasn't club hours. I remember there's a barbershop right next to Strokers in Atlanta and shit. Niggas was going in there before they go to the strip club. And them niggas was hitting them for $100 a pop. Them niggas was paying
and
that
listen,
shit.
me, premium hours, after hours, Sundays or Monday, I'm straight up charging 50. Yeah. 50 and up.
And that's for me to leave my house.
Just
for me to leave my house.
Just nice up here on Justin can cut hair Just cuts, yeah. You know Justin?
Yeah, I know.
He can cut hair with the best of them. I ain't gonna lie, he done won awards and all kind of shit. But he right there by
2 Notch right there in that plaza.
Yeah, he was on Fair Road and he was on Broad River at Billy's Spot. I forgot Billy's Spot. Shit, I've been drinking, so I forgot Billy's Spot. But Top Notch. Okay. Top Notch Barbershop and shit, which is like the best barbershop on the not to me, because my cousin on the river right next to him. That's Tonio, that's his cuts. But Billy got the barbershop where they got all the popular barbers and all that kind of stuff. They got the detail shop in the back. They got the pool tables, the video game. It's just a premier barbershop and shit. I've seen a lot of dudes come from there and they get their own shop like Lonnie, Tonio, Big John. Will, rest in peace. Like a lot of people just came from that barbershop and then they branched off because he wasn't just like just letting them niggas, just taking them niggas booth rent. Yeah. He was teaching them niggas how to be businessmen.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to be there, because everybody don't want to own their own shop.
Everybody ain't
business not for everybody either.
Business ain't for everybody. And that's what you get. They're like, now honestly, a couple years ago, my cousin invested me a salon. She dropped 10 bands on me to a salon, but I got strewed over with, that's another story. But anyway, a salon. Now, ask me, do I want a salon? No, I don't want it. Because let me tell you something, niggas don't want to work. Because that rent got to be paid, and if that seat ain't got nobody in there, you got to come up off out your pocket.
And Lisa charge a little bit more money to the barber because they know that they got what they charging by the chair and they see they count your money like she probably getting $100. Yeah, she can afford $2,000.
Let me tell you something. My cousin got a salon in West Columbia, and everybody asked me, "You going to your cousin?" I said, "No, ain't nothing broke over here. I ain't going over there." And first of all, I ain't mixing family.
But you in prime real estate in Columbia,
right? And I thank God for Derek. I appreciate Derek. Derek done me darn right. I can't speak. Amen. That man did me so good. God, I ain't going nowhere. I'm good.
Man, it's prime real estate in Columbia. If you talk about Columbia, if you put Columbia on a monopoly board, motherfucking goddamn 2 Knots would probably be what? Boardwalk, right? Even though it may not look like the typical boardwalk, but boardwalk was nice. It was the nice area on the Monopoly board, but when you look at it, it was the busiest.
Yeah, it was always the jumping.
Yeah, 2 Knots gonna always be the busiest on Columbia.
Whether they had the prostitutes down there, it was jumping.
It's the middle.
That's where the money at. And that's where I want to be.
You right here on Parklane, not far from Fort Jackson. Shit, fuck that shit. I wouldn't go nowhere.
No, I ain't going.
And anybody watching this from Fort Jackson, come see us, please. I promise you, we got you. Yeah. Okay.
So we gonna get into some fun stuff.
Look, haircuts is $30.
I did have one more barber question.
Shannon,
though.
We got you.
I did have, and both of these ladies can cut, so don't walk by them because you might miss out. You might miss out.
Don't sleep on them now.
Yeah, don't sleep on them. They both can cut.
Don't sleep on them.
I've had my hair cut by both of them, And I've also, you know what I'm saying, I don't want my cousin gonna be mad when he sees
Oh well.
But, you know, I've had my hair cut by both of them and everything. And I've also had a chance to sit there and watch them cut other people's hair. And yeah, they are dope for the last 2 years. They're real dope. That I don't even really go to my cousin like that.
Hey, sorry, cousin.
But I love them though. I love them though. I have to go. I have to pop in there once a month.
Yeah, just to show love.
Yeah,
but,
just hear him talk
because
shit.
Because you can go other places.
Yeah,
You can't get over there to the river.
Sometimes cuz might be in a tight spot. You know.
Yeah, I moved away from. We ain't in the river. Different now. That's like a.
First of all,
that's a journey to me.
And the way they got that all mixed up, all that traffic and all that.
Was that last night? We did a video shoot. Oh my God.
Shannon tell you, earlier this year, I used to live on the river.
Right.
I used to live on the river.
I had to get up off that river.
When I say live,
too much
I ain't lost nothing over there.
I would work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then still go to the club right after I got off work. And beat it to 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. The sun rising now.
God damn.
Yeah. And
money drive.
Mind you, you see me, I be in the shower, it is knocked out. But we all know what all that was for. But I'm thinking it's because I done been out dancing and drinking all night. No.
Right.
And I'll go there. Now, mind you, the bar might open up like 4. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm just heading home.
Oh, you a party.
I done got old.
Yeah.
I'm hitting almost 40. I ain't got time. I be like,
I can't do it
listen,
no more.
now I be ready to get in the bed by 9:30.
We leave here too late, and that be like 11, 12. Sometimes we hit 1 o'clock.
And
I'm like, whoa, boy, we done had a long night. But boy, I tell you what, boy, I done been.
Shannon would tell you, I used to go out as if it was 8 days in a week and still be at the shop. Now I be sleep, but I still cut my hair though.
Okay, we see cutting hair.
Take my naps in between. Oh, I got 10 minutes for you come up. Okay.
Yeah.
Take a little quick flow down.
I be ready to get in bed at 9:30.
That's why I used to walk in there. I'd be like, "Where the ladies at?" They'd be like, "Oh,
seriously, though, I ain't lying to you. I don't be doing all that hanging out.
So on the barbershop, I just want to ask you this before we get into like our fun little questions and stuff that don't have nothing to do with what you here to promote. But in the barbershop, like, so it's male dominant. We all know that. And the barbershop has always been the social spot, the place to go to, talk about your problems, talk about your women. A lot of talk.
And men don't do that now because women in the shop.
Oh, no, they do.
They slowing. That's what I wanted to know. Is it tough?
It's not as...
It's not crazy.
Vocal.
Out.
Yeah. The barbershop talk loud.
Yeah, but
you know your barber.
Every barbershop I've been to that didn't have a female, or they have the stud, or a female that, or one female that can relate. But like if I go in the barbershop and they all just sit there and they talk about everything, man, you know these, no disrespect.
No, but I'm gonna take the conversation.
Y'all don't get that.
The conversation is
we get it weekly.
Right,
but the conversation is more now. It's about this 50-50. These
that's
women,
y'all.
And these women ain't no good.
I gotta come in there and hear that one. I like that.
Oh my God.
I like barbershop talk.
I was the only one, so I had to defend.
So you holding it down.
But guess what? I hold it down. I hold it down.
Before you got here, I had it by myself. I was the first one, so I was like, well,
so
damn.
you had it and then it was you.
But see, Chelia, I noticed she don't say much when they had them conversations. I be the one, they all on me. Yeah. Because first of all, I'm going to pop back. I'm going to say what I got to say.
Well, you look like the more argumentative one out of the two.
I don't like to argue with men.
It's not arguing, but
I'm just saying, if I saw y'all two in the shot together, I'd be like, okay, I can get more out of her.
I'm going to stand my ground.
Yeah.
And if I don't believe what it is, it just ain't what it is.
I'm not, but yeah.
But I think we got into it with some guy in there one day.
The girl.
The girl, she was talking crazy.
Yeah,
I was like, what
girl,
the hell wrong with you?
Get up on up out of here.
I learned earlier in my life that it's not even worth arguing with men because most of the time they haven't a clue what we're talking about. You know? And so like the other day I told a guy that I had a situation and I was like, well, my baby daddy, he was like, you can't sit here and say you got a baby daddy if your baby's not here. I said, for you to sit here and tell me that, you're absolutely wrong. But you know what? I'm going to tell you that you're right. Because you don't know what I went through, what we went through, what we wanted, or anything like that.
You got a baby daddy?
So...
I did not know that.
Yeah. So for you to sit there and say that I can't reference him as that, you have no right to say that. So I don't argue with men because they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and we was arguing with the girl about that's deep, and we was arguing with the girl about two men adopting a son. And we was like,
females adopt. Like
we was like, we should leave that alone.
Yeah,
but I ain't gonna get into all that.
Then I'm gonna bring the word in on the Bible, whatever.
Well, and what we're not gonna do is have a divided situation because I don't want you to feel like you can't come sit in my chair just because we have different views.
Stay away from politics, then.
Yeah, and
you
that's
can talk about sports, but stay away from politics.
But listen, this is what was taught in school.
You will lose a cousin.
That's iffy too.
This was taught in school. Politics, religion, and stay away from the barbershop.
Stay away from the barbershop.
Because you will lose, especially Christian.
You will lose.
You missing one.
What is it?
Sex.
Oh.
You cannot talk about that in the shop.
Yeah,
sex?
you can't. No, but I wouldn't even want to.
We were taught three things. We were taught politics, religion, and sex. You cannot talk about that because if I say something that you don't like, if I say something that you don't like, that's something that you do personally.
Sexual preference.
Anything sexual, period.
Right.
Because if I say something that you don't like, if you're homosexual and I say something that is offensive,
I get you. Yeah,
that's true.
You get what I'm saying?
And you know what?
That is true.
Have y'all heard like on Our Finest right here on Shakespeare? So anyway, you probably don't know, but on Shakespeare, towards the end of Shakespeare, it's a barbershop called Our Finest. He was on Fair Road, right across from the tax place, right by the hot spot, colonies and all that kind of stuff. He was Reese Barbershop then, but then he said Our Finest because his wife does cosmetology in the back. He cuts hair in the front. He's a religious barbershop. All they do is they cut hair, but they preach the word. They preach the word. And I don't have a problem with that. But I could see how he lost customers. Well, I don't know. I mean, he looks like he's still doing good.
Nobody want to hear that.
Yeah,
not all day.
Not on Saturday.
No.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's when that football game on.
Most people, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a barber. Like, I barbered like long time ago. But maybe I'm wrong. But most people get their hair cut on Saturday. So, you know what I'm saying?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. What would you think was the biggest business is what?
Back
Friday?
in the day it was that more Saturday with that jumping day.
Yeah.
But now you got like a Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Because everybody ain't trying to wait till
Saturday used to be the day when I was growing up. Saturday barbershop was the day that mama could drop you off.
You could be there.
My mama could drop me off at 8 o'clock in the morning.
And you leave it to 1,
and 2. She know she ain't got to come back to get me to 1.
Sit right there.
Because that mug going to be packed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody going to be on top of each other. But it is the best conversation that you ever had in life. You know what I'm saying? Is in that barbershop. And I don't... everything, but I see more fights in the barbershop about religion and about politics.
Now that ain't where we at. Well, our barbershop, that's not. Our conversation. I'm telling you, it's about because it's us female. It's about that. Y'all don't want to be submit. That's a cuss word. You submit. Y'all don't. Y'all ain't like the women. Y'all don't do no cooking and da 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 da.
Y'all can't. But it's like you want me to be my grandma, but you can't be my granddaddy.
Right.
Oh, make it make sense, please.
That's what we hear.
Make sense.
They get on us hard. I'm like, man,
right. Because I promise you, the last 2 dudes that I've dated, I promise you, if they couldn't do something mechanically or electronically that actually benefit me in my life, you can't stay in. Oh no.
You need an oil. You want an oil change.
Like, no.
First of all, I need to look at your track record. Your work history. Are you able to keep a job?
What is with you? Let me see how you change this oil.
Let's see how many times you done switch a job in a year. And I got a problem. You switching 2 or 3 jobs in a year.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
You don't want to work, sir.
That's a problem for me as your barber and you are as a customer because that means to tell me that you're not gonna be on time, nor will you be able to pay me my money. So no, I want to know.
Right. Damn.
That's what we experience in barbershop. That conversation.
Because you start off as a every 2 week customer, and 2 months down the line, here you go, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Yeah. What's your payment history like?
Oh shit.
Well,
nigga might did their haircuts high as shit. Nah, after COVID. Y'all making y'all money back from the COVID debacle.
But actually, honestly, we the best going rate so far. I've been listening because people's coming.
No, y'all ain't got the best rate.
Let me tell you something.
That shit high.
The $50. Charge a little boy
$50.
A little kid. Now, instead of this parent coming in with 3 boys and you charging them $50 for kids, come on now.
That's tough.
That's let's be. How you gonna keep your clientele?
You can't.
Especially as a single mother paying $50 for a cut,
for
$45 for 3 kids.
Ain't no way.
She can't.
I think Justin get away with it because he just built his clients up, and even the ones that he lost, if you go up $20 or $10, $15 on the cut, you're making up for the money. You know what I'm saying? You might have lost the one, and then the ones that he did lose, they wind up coming back because even though they paid less somewhere else,
but
the quality wasn't the same.
You got to look at the city you're in. Yeah. Now, I understand if you're in Texas or you in Atlanta. Right. It's the city. We in Columbia, South Carolina. They ain't making that type of money.
They trying to make it like that. And I say the same thing.
This ain't the city for that.
I said the same thing at the bond convention. I said, well, y'all want us to take discounts and don't take payment plans, But man, we in Columbia, South Carolina, they can't afford $5,000 on a $50,000 bond.
Look at the lady call today.
Yeah,
she trying to get discount off of 10%.
I'm in the same boat that y'all in.
Yeah,
same thing.
I ain't finna.
There's one thing when we can extend grace,
right?
But then when you take advantage of that grace,
right,
you gonna get the full price.
Now let me tell you what we'll hit them with.
Right,
like they come in like. The other day,
with that cash app.
Let me tell you something. The man,
$8 cut, that only like 10 cents. Y'all charging $3.
If Derek would have took that man, the man, he was like, any of y'all can cut all that situation. Derek's like, if I would have cut him, I would have straight hit him 45. Because his attitude.
Because his attitude.
Right.
Because your attitude wrong. And first of all, you give me hell in that chair. Come on, 40.
I like that.
And can't nobody argue with me about my price.
Derek younger than me, but he done taught me a lot of stuff just sitting there in business. Just like sitting there, because when I got that building right there, that was my first building.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't never have a building. Yeah, I was mobile, and then just mobile wasn't gonna work no more. I actually was running, like I said, I was running the business out of car lot, and then when I couldn't do that no more, I was mobile, and so when I did step out and got a business, we didn't make money. We didn't make money for the first 3, 4, 5 months. I was stressed out.
But that's business.
But yeah, that's what he was telling me. Yeah. And he kind of guided me through that thing and just was like,
first year gonna be your
you in the right spot. You know what I mean? But a lot of that was mental because like when I got the building, I just felt like Parklane, because I'm from Parklane. I was like, Parklane, you know what I'm saying? My grandma right here, and then she died the month after I got the building.
Oh. And that was a reason.
Yeah, she died.
She wanted to see you get this before she left.
Right. And I see that sign too. But I just wanted to be there close to her. And that was the only reason, because I wanted to get somewhere on Garner's Ferry, somewhere close to the jail.
Do you know they used to be a church?
When I got the building, there was a pulpit in there. I had to have a movie. He's like, you can keep it if you want. I said, what the I mean, I don't want to curse, but what the fuck do I want with that? Like,
what you gonna do? Put your dance on the stage?
Nigga, you don't get to that shit.
You not no judge?
Yeah, he had like a big ass stand with a pulpit up there. I'm like, man, that shit taking up so much room. And then I moved a piano in there, which I don't play, and it's taking up the same amount of room.
What kind of piano is it?
It's like a church piano, like an old.
Is it a grand piano?
No, it's no grand.
It's not a grand. I'm talking about
the old one. You pull the top up.
A white dude gave it to me for free, and I was going to give it to a church. I just took it. First I said, I'm going to do it.
Wait,
it is tuned up.
Oh, and it's an antique because that's old. That's an old.
That's what my mom said. Don't get rid of it.
If you don't want it, I know a place where it can go.
I tell you what, you're gonna need about 5 people to carry that.
That's old piano. And that's why I asked what kind of piano. Because I used to play piano when I was a kid. So
you gotta come check it out.
Right.
If you can use it, I give it to you. But if you don't take it, then I'm gonna keep it.
I want to pick up my skill that I had as a child. I want to give it when I get older.
Yeah, that one right there, I probably could keep for about 20, 30 more years. Everybody,
it's a good piano,
and it's a hell of a damn TV stand. Shit.
What not?
Not a TV stand.
It was a hell of a TV stand. Before I put a TV on the wall, that was my TV stand. And boy, so
that's an old one.
So let's do a little quick thing so we can wrap it up. We're gonna do a little quick fun little thing. I'm just gonna ask you some questions. I'm gonna ask you how you feel about somebody or whatever. So we're gonna start out, and then y'all both can answer, or just one can answer, or whatever. So let's do this right here. Charlotte or Columbia?
Oh, Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Child, let me tell you something. In the barbershop, they get on me, but I'm like nothing in Columbia.
No.
Yeah, she just loves Charlotte. She just why don't you just move away?
And fine.
I'm like, if I could, I would.
Matter of fact, I wanted to move to Rock Hill so that way I could work in Charlotte.
Right. And not pay the Charlotte prices.
Ain't it? Ooh.
But Rock Hill done took care of that. They high now.
It's all right.
It's high to live in Rock Hill. I done checked it out. All right. So y'all into music? Drake or Kendrick Lamar?
What kind of question is that? It's Kendrick.
Okay, well, I can see that in you, but this is a Drake fan right here.
What kind of question is that?
To me, either it don't matter.
It don't matter. You're not into rap?
No, rap. I like the R&B.
You more R&B, you in the gospel?
Gospel, yeah.
Southern soul?
Southern soul, yep. Because I grew up quartet, type.
I know you sing. Who's your favorite artist?
What, for gospel?
Anybody.
I'd say Corinne Harthen or Jalen Carr.
These are gospel artists.
Yeah.
Okay. Any artist.
Well, I like right now. I'm on Vito and I'm on Kevin. Bellinger dude.
Right.
I can't think it's the Bellinger dude.
So I got some. Even Virginia is the South, so I gotta ask you: big church or little church?
Big church.
I'm little. I don't like the big church.
You don't like
Cause my pastor gotta know me.
From Gaston.
And what else
small town.
Ain't no big church down there. All them churches
no. The church Bible Way, a church called Bible Way is big.
That's Broad River. I mean, that's 48 though. That's not straight in Gaston.
No, I'm not talking about Bible Way. That's wrong. I'm talking about Bible Way Temple of Faith. That's a big church.
Okay, that's a church in
It's all
Gaston.
branch. Yes, in Gaston. Yeah, it's big. Right. But I never was a big setting like Bible Way of Brooklyn. Cause I feel like my pastor need to know me, know my name. If somebody died in my family, he gonna send another minister. Nah, don't send another minister. I need the pastor.
Oh man, my brother-in-law.
You don't know me.
My brother-in-law just had a visitor pastor. Oh my God.
No, I ain't want.
You could tell he didn't know this man.
Yeah,
you could tell he was saying stuff. I was like, you don't know that man. Like, come on, man. Somebody else needs to
that's
talk.
not me. I ain't trying to be in the pastor me in my business, but I do want them to know my name. Hey, Sister Shannon.
Know the family. He knew you from the kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't do them big churches, and because I like a church with a spirit moving, they speaking in tongues, running around.
Why big church? Quick.
I grew up in a big church.
Grew up in a big church.
Yeah. So in my church I grew up in, we had a marching band. I was on the flags.
Right.
So like when we have events in the city, our church was always a part of it. Like when we had parades and stuff, we were always a part of it. So I was second lead as flag. So
your church had all that?
Mm-hmm.
What church was that? House of Prayer Church?
No, it's in Virginia. Oh. Yeah, I went to Grove Baptist.
Grove Baptist. Shout out to Grove Baptist.
Yeah, we started. It was the group I was in at that time. We started the marching band. We started the flag team. The flag team was actually with the praise team, so that way when we do mimes and stuff, we would actually
flags.
Yeah, inside the church as well. Like I said, any event that was like a big thing on a Saturday where it's like a parade or something, we were always in.
Fish fries and car wash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So for me, because I live in an area where it's very diverse because it's military. Right. So because it's military and very diverse, me doing small settings is not something that I do.
Right.
Because I'm used to big people.
I'm gonna take small church, and the only reason why I say it because I grew up a Muslim. But my grandmother was Baptist. My parents was Muslim, but my grandmother was Baptist. Well, my mother and my stepfather was Muslims. My grandmother and my father was Baptist. And when I was in Atlanta, I went to a Baptist church. When I was when I come down to Columbia, my grandma would not let me stay home by myself, so I went to the church. And it was in Ridgeway, little small, right up the road, little small church. And I tended, but then when I got older, and I started getting invited by Sister Boseman and everything. God bless her there. That's Chad Boseman's sister. She was at Right Direction. Okay. And then my first barber in Columbia, I've only had 3 barbers in Columbia, but my first barber in Columbia, I've been here back here 25 years. But my first barber, he was at Lance Reese. He was at Right Direction. And I went to Right Direction. So I seen Right Direction, and then I seen the church at Jamestown Baptist Church in Ridgeway. I seen both of them. I like the smaller church better. That's just my feeling.
I think I like it too.
It's more intimate.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's more intimate.
It's more intimate, more family related.
Right.
And if you ain't got no money,
you know so crazy
they ain't bothering you about it.
And see, even with a big church, like I know a lot of people because like we're always together.
Because y'all in some kind of group.
Yeah,
like, it's like
we got a single.
It's like
group.
high school. You got the beta club, this club, that club.
We have meetings quite often. So and Bible study, all that. So we're always doing something like. On a given good week, we probably might have 4 to 5 meetings just from Thursday to Saturday.
Right. And I asked my stepfather, so I'm going to go to the next question. I asked my stepfather this and a long time ago when my mama was begging for him to get a job.
Not begging. Not begging the man.
In his defense, he had a good career as a saxophonist. But I asked him if somebody, because it's a movie, Mo Better Blues, where
I've watched that movie.
Where Denzel was he wasn't a saxophonist. I think he was a trumpet.
Yes.
And the man hit his lips and destroyed his ability to play.
It's a good movie to watch.
Yeah, and I asked my stepfather. I said, "Well, if somebody messed your lips up like that, what would you do? What would you want to be?" So I'm gonna ask y'all the same thing. If you lost the ability of your hands, God forbid, if you lost your ability of your hands, what would you do besides Barbara?
Teach.
It's
the only thing I can do. Because I can no longer use my hands. So at that point, I have to verbally explain what needs to be done.
Too. I was thinking of teaching. Yeah.
Because I promise you, with my hands, and I always say this, I've been saying this for years. Right. These hands are blessed by God. So if any given moment that they fail to work, and they have, I've got a scar right here, and I've got nerve damage.
Right.
When they fail to work, I rely on this right here.
Right.
Oh, I got backup.
Y'all don't ride no motorcycles together like
but
that.
I got a backup plan.
Please stop. It's your career, like all that stuff could affect your hands.
Most definitely. But see, you understand, me as a healthcare field, like it doesn't matter what I do. Just walking outside, if I run into somebody and they got some type of autoimmune disease and it affects me because now they're sick with their autoimmune disease and I'm already accepted to whatever it is because it's cold or whatever. Right. Now I have to think about everything because it may be meningitis or something else where my whole nervous system shuts down. Right. For 30 days and I can't move, because they're trying to figure out why.
Your money.
Right. So.
Well, I got a lot of backup. I mean, I sing.
Always a backup.
I sing, so I'll be done to hit that singing career hard.
That was deep there. I heard you sing at funerals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I that was going to be like one of my last questions was like, have y'all seen the Rich Homie Quan thing?
Yeah, I've been seeing different snips.
What did you feel about that funeral? Like, if you saw the snips of stuff?
I saw snips of it.
Oh, rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan.
To the best.
Dope artist,
because he put on. He
was the usher of New Atlanta. Gotta give him that. Yeah.
He put on for the coach.
What I saw, I mean, I was kind of like real quick looking at it. I mean, it's touching. It's a wake up call.
Right. Well, he had Willie Watkins as the funeral director, and that's going to be a celebrity funerals or people with a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no 10,000 funeral.
Oh, ain't no $10. That ain't
$10,000 funeral.
That ain't gonna get your cremation probably.
That's pretty high. Right. Phaedra Parks.
Oh, Phaedra, yeah.
Her whole family. That's all they do. Yeah. She's a lawyer and a mortician.
Yeah, and then her family did it before she did it. She's doing it in Atlanta, but her family's like from Macon, Georgia.
That's the way to go, funeral.
Yeah.
I know somebody went to school with her actually, and they said she was just like one of the funniest people ever. Yeah. They had nothing but good stuff to say about her.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Overall, I mean, it was a wake up call,
Right.
It's sad to say that,
how he went out.
The 6 of us sit in this room, we're not going to be here in 6 years.
Right.
I don't foresee us.
In what year?
60.
60.
I think you said 60. I'm like, who tell you that?
60.
I will live and not die.
I don't want to be here. I seen them usher up these 105-year-old people.
They be like,
she's 105. I'll be like, she's already dead.
I told the Lord I want to be here at least 100. I get to the Lord.
And that's why I said roughly about 60 years.
They don't know where the fuck they at. They like babies and shit. Like, I don't want to go back to being a baby.
No.
If that means I'm out of here at 80, wherever I go back to a baby state, do not take me backwards. I don't want to go back.
Do not
That's what my mom said. She said she didn't want
I don't care what age it is, but once I lose my sense.
And somebody got their hand and foot you.
Somebody thumping me in, little kids thumping me in my,
Guess what?
And hollering, yelling in your ear.
And guess what?
Pinching me and shit.
That's where I come in as a
look at granddad and pushing me and shit. Nah, don't do that.
Well,
don't do that to me.
You ain't got to worry about that because as a healthcare provider, I'm going to make sure that you're okay.
All right.
Even if you're not in your right mind.
I want them to live 100. After that.
Because
100 may not be living though. Your eyes may open, but you may not be living.
But look, I saw these old lady twins on the news. Yeah, 100 and what?
I think 104.
And they just skip it.
Yeah, my grandma died at 91. I wish she died at 88. I swear I do. and the only reason why I say she was just, not 88, maybe 89.
So her last few years were
her last 2 years. I didn't like to see it like that. Like once she stopped being able to cook, I think that just took it away from
driving?
her. Or driving was about 5 years prior to she died. Now driving was the first step of her losing everything. Once they took her ability to go somewhere, she was homebound. That took a total of 3 years after that, not being able to go to church and be a part of her congregation. That took most of her away, and then the last bit left was when they took out the kitchen. I was like, this. This ain't her. This ain't her.
But a lot of them take them out. They put them in them nursing homes. Yeah. That'll take a lot out of them. Then you might as well forget it.
That'll take the rest out of them.
You put them in the nursing home, you might as well say goodbye auntie, goodbye grandma, because.
But you know what though? Because I done worked in a nursing home, I can tell you for a fact, most of them that's in there, got their right mind and can do for themselves.
Right. Well, I don't know.
And can do for themselves.
Mom Rosalie was a hustler, man. She got to that nursing home and she went down.
And get there. Now you know what? No, listen. You need to be back home if you're doing that.
Listen.
Get back to the house if you out there getting it. You ain't need to be up in the rooms. Sneaking and dipping.
You laugh, but seriously, when I was working there, on the second floor, they had a couple and they had their own rooms, separate rooms.
We wasn't getting it in.
But guess what? He would roll down to her room and stay in her room for breakfast and lunch. Right. And
if you're doing that, you might as well go home. You're wasting money.
Right.
But the only reason why they were separated and in a nursing home is because she has mental issues.
Oh, wow.
Like, legit, she's schizophrenic. She be forgetting stuff.
But she know how to lay down and spread.
But guess what? Because your sexual desires don't stop just because you age.
I'm wrapping it up.
Anyway, thank you guys.
So that's a whole nother talk.
But that's
this is what we want to do. This is what we want to do. We want to do a female barbershop talk at least once a month.
Oh, okay.
So if y'all would grace our presence. Now we don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? But we can offer you.
You can feed.
We can offer you alcohol and food, and you don't have to drive far. So
Well, listen.
We would love to have y'all at least once a month for like a barbershop talk on a Wednesday.
If we can get some real good views, we might actually.
I got other female friends. If you don't allow me to bring them,
man, let's turn up. Let's do the barbershop talk. Because that's what we lack.
We have more girls than females.
Because I can say, we might even say, you know what, for how many people we got viewing, if you do something, we might say, hey, well, your haircut ain't $30 today.
Yeah.
It might be $20 just because you were watching our podcast. So,
let's do it.
Well, I just want to put out there, I'm having senior month next month.
Well, we got barbershop talk. Y'all can do whatever thing.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I feed you and get you some business and everything like that. And, hey, let's do it.
Look,
let's make it's a community. We in the community. Let's do it. Let's do it for the community.
It's a lot of female barbers. I'm telling you, they on my page.
So we'll get them going. Yeah. So y'all shout out y'all socials.
I can say so. My name is
Leah.
Y'all at? You can find me on IG.
Wait a minute, say it again because I was talking. I'm sorry.
My name is Leah, and you can find me on IG as Pinky Barbie 90 or on Facebook as Chelia Pollard. My phone number to my business is 803-200-1687. I'm located at Brace's Barbershop on Parklane Rd, 7315A. My hours are from Tuesday to Saturday. Just call me, text me, and I'll get you in. Okay?
All right.
My Facebook and Instagram name is She Cuts Crispy Cornish. I do have a website, app that you can go on. You can call me at 803-348-4859. You can find me at Razor's Barbershop, 7315 Parklane Rd, Columbia, South Carolina. I'm there. Our hours are Tuesday through Saturday, and I do walk-ins as well.
Yes.
And also next month, I'm doing senior month. So if you got your bring granddaddy, I'm doing seniors for $20.
Oh, damn, my cut. I can get
On Tuesdays.
I'm a senior.
Yeah, so bring it. And now I do house calls, but they have to be disabled. I ain't coming to young boy. I ain't coming to your house. I ain't coming to little Roro. No.
You can't smoke, drink, do none of that while I'm cutting your hair. No,
I gotta be clear. Listen, I only do house calls to disabled and seniors.
I don't do bugs or critters.
Goodbye, girl. Go.
And we're gonna have barbershop talk once a month. We're gonna set it up with these ladies so that y'all can hear barbershop talk on this show, but it's gonna be from a female perspective. We tired of hearing about all y'all niggas and all this shit and all that.
And listen, and for the ones that's out there that got locks on top and sizes faded,
we do them as well.
We do that as well. So
they do everything. They gonna spray my shit too.
Show
put the wig. I'm getting the piece.
I'm
getting the piece done. The wave's coming back, baby.
Boy, listen.
All right,
get you in there real wave.
That's a wrap. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Peace.